This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
So let's meet this week's guest and find out who they are helping us fix.
Can't believe it never. Like, if you hadn't put Helen Hunt on the list, here's the thing: if you hadn't, should I save this for when we
are rolling. Yeah, listeners, you've joined us in progress here, and you'll find out why we can't shut up already. Christopher, would you like to introduce this friend of the pod, a friend in real life, a friend to you, honestly? Go ahead.
Jess Rothschild, from Hot Takes and Deep Dives, from Finding Fire Island, from the Cult of Body and Soul. You know her, you love her. She's back.
Oh my God. Thank you.
So many hyphens.
And you're not, none of you are ready for what is about to be revealed in this here episode.
Before we talk about Jess's very exciting next project, which has been swirling about end of all months, this June, our Pride Month, appropriately. We approached her last week, said you hadn't been on the show in a while. We would like to talk about your new project, and we love having you as a guest. Here's a list of celebrities. Who do you want to fix? And when I tell you that it took 0.5 seconds for her to scream Helen Hunt. Why, Jess? Why Helen Hunt? And then tell the listeners what we found out about you over the last 48 hours that has me floored.
Well, here's the thing. I saw the list. The listeners know that you have like a 20 to 50 person list at any going time.
Yes, okay. They all know it.
They know. And all
they made it. They're the ones who submit the people to fix.
Here's the thing. Peek behind the curtain is I'm not that passionate about most celebrities. And so I was saying, like, listen, I could get it up for Rosie. I can always get it up for Madonna. But you know, it's a miracle I pulled that J-Lo thing out of my ass the last time.
Sure.
But so I look at the list fully expecting that, like, there is not going to be a person I give a shit about on this list.
Meanwhile,
it took 7 seconds that when I saw Helen Hunt on the list, I cannot. First of all, if she had not been on the list, 30 years could have gone by and I never would have thought to suggest Helen Hunt.
Which is strange for us to hear, because what we then learned
is that you are somehow the world's, I know you're not the only one, but you are certainly, and I am an old person, and you are in my long life, the very first Helen Hunt super fan that I have ever met. And when I say that, listeners, go ahead, Jess. Go ahead.
When I responded, it wasn't just this. It wasn't simply, I'll do Helen Hunt. I had to tell you, like,
it's because you'll do Helen Hunt. Apparently, is what I'm hearing.
Listen, I will do her in the year 1996. Although she's looking really good now, but there's a 20-year stretch where it's I think. Yeah. Well, we'll get to Hacks. We'll get to Hacks.
I need the people listening right now to know about this goddamn scrapbook.
So I wrote back, absolutely. Oh my God! Of course, Helen Hunt. I have a scrapbook dedicated to her from my high school and college years.
Just pause. Some of the people are going to rewind by 10 seconds to make sure they heard you say you had a Helen Hunt scrapbook.
And it's not only Helen Hunt, but it is a scrapbook. I mean, it's probably like 200 pages.
It's humongous.
And it's things that I would clip out of TV Guide, Entertainment Weekly, People Magazine, like all the magazines that I subscribed to in high school. And I would cut everything out that I was obsessed with. So it's a range of like.
Oh, I do. I'm making fun of it, but I secretly, and I'm sure Chris does too, I love it. Like, I wish I'd done that.
It is great.
I'm making fun of it.
It is great. But when I tell you that the video of it that we will put on the internet, it looks like in a movie where like some famous person dies and then like the person that murdered them has this in their house and this is the evidence. It's like there's something like that makes me want to say Zodiac killer. Like there's something.
Is it giving Yolanda and Selena?
No, like
oh my God,
not like worse. Like
Helen Hunt. No, I'm not even going to say it. Do not go to a motel with Jess Rothschild if you're going to fuck only, but make sure there's no weapons there. Continue.
I mean, I would say the people who have the most real estate in the scrapbook are, I would say Helen Hunt's at the top. Eventually, in my later years of the scrapbook, I mean, maybe Helen Hunt doesn't have anything on Tina Fey at the end of the day, like early Tina, like Tina Fey's first year on Saturday Night Live. I mean, certainly Madonna in the music era. Like that's when
Is there
I
any
started
Sarah
collecting.
Paulson in there? Is there any Sarah Paulson
No.
from the teens or 20s? Okay.
No, but there's certainly a lot of NSYNC. A lot of NSYNC.
Yeah, why not?
A lot of
I
Justin
feel-
Timberlake. I was in love with him, but in a non-sexual way. Like I wanted to be him.
Right.
Yeah.
What about Heather Matarazzo? Is she in there? Heather Matarazzo. Okay.
No, but I do have another scrapbook that is only Gina Gershon.
Yeah, of course you do. There's probably like highlighted dividers in that one, isn't there?
And that I've only Gina, and then of course I have like an L word thing. And then there's somebody else who you won't know, like an indie lesbian who I like fucking worship.
When my parents retired, they started purging their house. And my mother, because I'm an only child, has like a museum's worth of artifacts related to the life of Dominick Pupa.
Mm-hmm.
And I now have them. And like, she did a lot of scrapbooks, like every single thing I've ever done, but I never kept one on my own. And now I wish I did. Like, I know the things I liked because my mother hung on to them, but I didn't do it myself.
No,
And
this
I
was
wish
of
that
this was of my own doing. And it's amazing. It's like every movie stub, that every movie I saw between 1995 and the year 2000. I'm talking ticket stubs for Stepmom, for Titanic.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know,
The Talented Mr. Ripley. Like they're there.
all classics. You're
It's
saying.
great. See, I have some of those things because my mother went through my pockets. Can you believe that? I mean, basically it's all stolen art, the museum. My mother stole
Okay.
us.
All right, moving on.
And P.S., you give me Gina Gershon energy every day, including right
Oh,
now.
God.
Like,
Here we
including right now. I've told you this before, though. Like, every time you bring up Gina Gershon, I'm like, do you know I feel like you live part of your life visually as her. Like, you are a tank top, hair up, especially since you have dark hair. It always,
Jess is in
always.
shock, by the way, everyone. She's in shock.
I'm
We've gone off the
certain we've
rails,
talked about
so
this before.
we've gone off the
I
rails.
don't know that I've heard that, but I mean, I don't see what you see.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, I'd like to do a brunch about
Dominic,
that.
why are you doing
Chris
this?
says we've gone off the. Chris says we've gone. We're going to talk about this in P-Town. Chris has said we've gone off the rails as though when we begin with the Helen Hunt scrapbook, there are no rails here. Like
No,
I didn't.
there aren't.
From the moment I saw that scrapbook, I'm like, this is just going to be a boring. Let's talk about Mad About You, as good as it gets, and then go back to our lives. That isn't this.
No, I'm ready to go deep into the conspiracy theories that she's a lesbian. Like before there was Reddit, I don't know what it was in the annals of like AOL chat rooms, but like there was very strong conspiracy theory that she was a lesbian. I mean, there's so much.
I have
to say
information on that. I have boots on the ground.
Do you know somebody who's fucked her?
Clits on the ground.
I don't. I do not.
I'm going to kill myself. Okay, let's go.
Wait,
You just said clits on the ground. I have to laugh at that.
We're
I can't not laugh at it. All right, I know someone who knows something, and we'll discuss it here. But first, we have to play the middle name game. I'll find it very hard to believe. Right, so we're just going to play with Chris this week.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, yeah, I know what it is. Go ahead.
Christopher, Helen Hunt. Those are her birth certificated legal names. I love when Chris does his neck stretch before as the information's coming.
I'm trying to call in the spirit to tell me.
I feel you. She was born June 15th, 1963 in Culver City, California. She is 62 years of age and is a Gemini. Christopher Michael DeRosa, what is Helen Hunt's middle name? And on the Dominick Pupa scale of gettability, we're hovering around a 9. We're hovering around a 9.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. This is not a last name. This is not a. Well, if it's
Helen
Hunt
Hunt is her name. Helen Hunt is her name.
Helen
Okay.
Hunt is her name.
Okay. When I first was doing my neck stretches, Eureka came into my mind. That is not my guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm out of my mind. But what I think it is Elizabeth.
Yes! Oh my
Is it
God!
Elizabeth? Okay.
Yes! Yes!
Wow.
I can't believe I got it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's been a long time. It's been such a long time since that happened.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
And I love the psychic journey you took us on about how it came to you.
'Cause I was
when
like,
you said
Eureka.
Eureka, in my head, I'm like, he's going to get it. He's going to fucking get it.
Helen
Wow,
Elizabeth.
guys.
Crazy.
Helen Elizabeth
Congratulations.
Azaria Hunt.
Oh,
Not
yes. That's
Azaria.
right. I forgot she was married.
You know,
to
she was
Hank
married to
Azaria.
Hank Azaria for 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year.
No, I guess I didn't know that. I really don't know. Full disclosure, here we go again with me not knowing anything about who we're talking about. I don't know that much about her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll tell you I'll give you that.
Well, I know. That's why I know.
I'm gonna write the page 6 article. Like I can do it pretty quickly.
Let's do it this way to make it easier to digest for the listeners. Let's do our greatest hits with her and then do our deep dive theories about who she's fucking or who she's not. I just want to give like a timeline so people younger than Chris to us will know. So now me in my 50s, you'll know the name of the movie, Jess, but there was an ABC after school special and Helen Hunt so I was a child. So she was either a teenager or in her early 20s playing a teenager on Angel Dust who lost her mind and crashed out of a 3rd-story window at school. Not
Angel Dust.
And I am not joking. They showed this it aired on ABC's an after school special, and then they showed it in my school.
Wait,
when I was in elementary and middle school.
There was a Netflix thing about drugs, about like people and like they're tripping and stuff like that. And like Rosie Perez is in it and she talks about how she gets like cast in what's it called? And they talk about this thing of like Helen Hunt being in this after school special. I remember this.
In 1982, so I was 11, Hunt played a woman who, while on PCP, jumps out of a 2nd-story window in a made-for-television film called Desperate Lives, a scene which she mocked during a Saturday Night Live monologue in 1994. So she was actively a child actress.
Yeah.
Appeared on everything from The Mary Tyler Moore Show to Saint Elsewhere to Highway to Heaven. She did a bunch of stuff.
What's also important for listeners and Chris to know is she's a Nepo baby. Her father was her father is Gordon Hunt, the television director. He directed All in the Family, like tons of television.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know it.
Gordon Hunt is major.
Wow. Well, and I was sort of stunned that she was born in Culver City, not only just because she's from LA, but because Culver City, whenever I think of it, is just a place where movie and TV studios exist. I forget that there are houses there, but I do believe you can't live in Culver City unless you work in show business. So it totally makes sense. I forgot that she was in the comedy Girls Just Want to Have Fun
with Sarah Jessica
Parker and Shannon Doherty. These were all before Chris was born. Did not remember that she played Kathleen Turner's daughter in Peggy Sue Got Married, for which Kathleen Turner received her only Oscar nomination.
Way before this, she's also in an episode of, she's in Swiss Family Robinson.
She was on Mary Tyler Moore and Swiss Family Robinson. She's like 10 or younger.
Yeah, she's like really young in that. And then also, there was something else, The Facts of Life and Knots Landing. So she's as a little child is in like.
She is a working actress, for sure. She doesn't have name recognition, but like people know who she is when you see her on stuff.
Mork and Mindy.
God bless it.
Yeah.
Also, I remember Project X. This was in 1987 where she and Matthew Broderick, who was so hot back then between Ferris Bueller and War Games. And so pairing up with him in Project X as a graduate student assigned to care for chimpanzees used in a secret Air Force project. I saw this in a movie theater. What year did Mad About You start?
92.
All right, so now Chris is alive.
Yes, I remember Mad About You. We watched Mad About You a little bit.
And now your birth obviously jump-started her in the fame department.
Of course,
she and Paul Reiser. Up here in Mad About You, a favorite of many people, including my ex-wife. Yes, I said ex-wife. And we were living in New York City at the time. It was sort of that sitcom, not as like impactful as like I can see myself on Sex and the City, but like a young married couple in the city in the early 90s. That sort of was like a shade of that, a flavor of that, if you will.
I think it was the most realistic depiction of New York, of the Seinfeld, Friends, like all the New York City.
Yes.
This was the most realistic. Like they did every year they took new opening credit shots and they were like at the subway station in Union Square, like at famously the characters, Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt's character is Jamie. Paul and Jamie met at a newsstand, I think on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
they lived in the Seinfeld universe. Like they lived I feel like they all lived in the same neighborhood though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because wasn't there a crossover with this? Wasn't Mad About You? Wasn't like Phoebe's sister in Mad About You?
Yes.
Ursula.
Ursula.
Phoebe's twin sister Ursula originated on Mad About You.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then a few years later, they created Friends. And they were like, well, we'll just play that same fucking character, basically.
Yeah, she's in 24 episodes of it.
Oh, yeah. She's in the series finale.
She was
in season 1 to the end.
And Helen Hunt was the breakout of the series and won a ton of awards. The same thing when Candice Bergen was in Murphy Brown. It was just always her and always winning. And for like a 3 to 5 year period, it was Helen Hunt.
She was the Jean Smart of that, except Jean Smart had a career.
I'd say even higher. I'd say even bigger than that. Like she was just like, they always pick one person out of a cast, it seems like, and surprises me. Like in the beginning, when Felicity Huffman was the first person to win Best Actress on Desperate Housewives, that confused me because I really, really thought it should have been anyone. I put her in 4th place of who I would vote for lead actress. Quite honestly, when Betty White was the first to win for Golden Girls, I was like, I put her in 3rd place. Like I thought Dorothy and Blanche were more of the lead. And on this show, I don't know why, I felt in the beginning that Paul Reiser was the star. I don't know if it was the writing or his performance. I felt like of the two of them, he was the one that would garner all the attention.
Well,
it was crazy to me.
So at that time, this is the era of all those stand-ups getting their own shows.
Yes.
Seinfeld.
And he was that. Yeah.
Ray Romano gets Everybody Loves Raymond. Like every major breakout stand-up was, here's your sitcom. And
Richard
many
Lewis,
of them,
everybody. Yeah.
Many of those shows ran for a fucking decade.
And we knew who Paul Reiser was. We knew who he was just from late night shows and being in that same group of comedians that always did the circuit. Like people at home they at least knew his face, if not his name. Helen Hunt, she definitely worked steadily, but I don't know that she certainly wasn't a household name by the time Mad About You came around.
The lesbians knew.
Aha!
Oh, brother. Oh, but here, this is where the scrapbooks were starting.
Secret Society.
Just Dominic.
And then Helen Hunt, in the middle of it, toward the end of the run of Mad About You, truly breaks out of the mold. Like it's truly not just the star of Mad About You, the award-winning star, but is now nominated and eventually wins Best Lead Actress in a Motion Picture, the Academy Award, for As Good as It Gets, which also wins Best Actor for Jack Nicholson. It's sort of, I don't want to say it came out of nowhere, but it was unusual, I would say, at that time for someone who's by the time As Good as It Gets came out, I don't think Mad About You was at its peak, but it was still popular enough that she was a sitcom star.
No, it was at its peak.
Well,
in
and especially
97?
In 97 was about when it peaked. Yes.
Okay.
Well, and like the movie she does right before that is Twister. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like shocking that she goes from Twister to, which, P.S., great movie. And like,
it is a great movie.
And also like, I vividly remember watching the trailer, like the advertisement, like the trailer for Twister on TV. But Twister was like a very parodied movie. It was a very like made fun of, like, it was definitely like a movie that got everyone
sexually aroused, if you're
yes.
Well, they made fun of it. It was very like the flying cow was
the flying cow was so good.
If memes were a thing, then that would be the meme.
The biggest meme ever. Yeah. That was the flying cow was such a big deal. And like it was a big movie. Like it was a thriller.
It was a monster.
Yeah. It was a huge movie. But then like it's funny because then it's like the next big thing she's in, she wins an Oscar for.
Do you know what movie, As Good as It Gets, lost Best Picture to?
Oh, Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course.
Didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, nothing did. Not even Diane Warren stood a chance.
Now, listen, I'm going to tell you that I remember 2 things about that year of the Academy Awards. Titanic obviously dominated everything except for actor and actress. Well, really none of the acting categories, but Titanic was dominant. And I swear, I have rewatched this many times. When Jack Nicholson won his Oscar for As Good as It Gets, he did not turn around and embrace Helen Hunt or anything like that. And she's sitting next to him in the audience, and he just like got up and shook the person on the other side and then walked up to the stage. And I swear to you, when he mentions her in his speech, it sounds like he's saying Helen Cunt. And I'm not exaggerating it. He like tripped over his words. I don't know, but he's like, and of course, Miss Hunt.
How do you remember
he says
this?
It just like, because I'm a gay man and I was watching it in 1997.
Jess is white hot furious that she doesn't remember this, and you too.
So Mad About You continues. Was it 7 seasons, Jess? Ish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got divorced at the end? Was that the last season?
No.
They were divorced in the finale?
No. They never divorced. The series finale brilliantly flashes forward 20 years, and Janine Garofalo plays their adult daughter and tells the audience what happened.
And what did happen? Do you remember?
They separated for like a period of time. I don't know how long that was, but eventually they got back together. I think they were only separated a short amount of time. And like, you see what happens to his parents. You just see everything that happened. It's incredible. And then in recent years, in the last 10 years, they actually rebooted Mad About You.
I remember.
Because it says 2019 is the ending on IMDb.
So in 2019, they rebooted it, and
because that was that was when we were bringing Roseanne back.
Yes.
And all that. Like that was a moment for all of these shows.
It was good. The reboot was shockingly not terrible.
I mean, then who is she in Castaway? Is she his wife? That's like
she's the one that's waiting for him, who then passes out
end.
when he
when he gets there.
Yeah, he shows up 5 years later. She thought he was dead, and she's like got a new husband and a baby.
Yeah.
She's been in it very briefly. It's just sort of like
she's barely.
She's just the woman in the first 5 minutes, and then she's good in the end. But she was nominated for a second Oscar too for as a sex worker. The movie The Sessions, and she's very good in it. It's a movie that didn't get like a ton of airplay. You know, we don't talk about it a lot, but she's very good. She's a sex worker for like someone who's severely disabled. I can't remember, but I think
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
I can't see the actor. Is it John Hurt who's in the Iron Lung? And she's basically comes over and, you know, does what a sex worker. They're like therapy sessions. There's sex therapy sessions for people that can't go out and find partners on their own.
John Hawkes.
Thank you so much. I think he was also nominated. And of course, that movie does not sound like a laugh riot, but it's a good movie, and she's really good in it. And I remember thinking at the time, it was good to have her back. You know, like she was great in As Good as It Gets. It's a great movie, and she's really funny.
We can't not mention What Women Want, which was a very good.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
A very good rom-com in that year 2000 era. Nancy Meyers. It's not the greatest Nancy Meyers movie, but like it's serviceable. You will have to forgive the fact that Mel Gibson is
it's sad. It's sad that an absolute menace to society is in it. But yes.
But it is a marker because
a humongous movie.
Yeah, it was sort of like a major, it didn't reset rom-coms, but the premise of being able to read minds and stuff, we hadn't seen it before. And it was actually a major movie. It was probably, was that the last of Mel Gibson? Do we think was that the last of his good graces?
Probably.
We're only a few years away here from him calling that cop sugar tits or whatever
fuck,
among other things.
Yeah, not sugar tits.
And the fucking screaming at the ex-wife.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel.
I forgot about sugar tits. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, but What Women Want? You are right, Jess. That was where I was going next. Is like that was iconic.
But aside from that, like, I really think she faded into obscurity after What Women Want. She was never in a blockbuster. That was a blockbuster movie. She really wasn't in one. She wasn't even getting cast in any. And I can talk about my theory why she wasn't getting cast in any, but it was basically a dark period, with the exception of like she started directing and maybe she wrote and directed her own little indie film. But in terms of commercial success, she faded into obscurity for literally 25 years.
I remember her being like the mom in Soul Surfer and being like, oh, she's alive. Like, I remember being like, I didn't know that she was like still around. Do you know what I mean? And then she would like went away again. And again, did this thing for The Sessions or whatever. But like, I don't remember this movie at all.
No, these are obscure.
It came out of nowhere too. Like she came out of nowhere
random
as well.
Weird stuff. Yeah. It's very odd. So then we have her in Hacks, which very recently, which we all loved. And like that was
she was brilliant in it.
Yeah. And that was
she
like
should be nominated.
Coming home. Like I felt like that was like bringing her. It was a fix is really what it was. You know what I mean? Like before.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of a fix of her being like
100%.
So
I was disappointed that they didn't bring her back this season.
No, what we're doing is we're trying to make sure, like when she popped up during the sessions, she then went away again for a long time. So now that she's popped up with Hacks, I almost feel like we're trying to make sure she maintains. Like that's what I feel like our goal is here. It's like she had a great role once before and she got an Oscar nomination and she still went away. So what are we doing with her now, basically? But I know we want to put on our tinfoil hats now.
Yeah.
And so I will just tell you the only thing that I remember from a billion years ago is that she attended an award ceremony with Kevin Spacey. Like they were there as dates, and a person who I know who worked for their representation said that it was engineered, and everyone knew this because everyone knew they were both gay and that they sent them there together because they were both reasonably popular at the time, probably at like the same level-ish of fame, and sent them to the Academy Awards together as dates.
Because they wanted to try to bang each other because they were both gay.
Well, they wanted
they
wanted the world to think that. Yeah. Like their representation was having them beard each other. So obviously this is all allegedly with a capital A, and all the letters are in capital, but it's something that it's not the first time I've heard it about her,
Here's the thing with Helen Hunt's relationship. So she dated Hank Azaria for a very long time, like almost 7 years, 10 years. He was a regular on Mad About You. He played their dog walker throughout the series. And then they were engaged for a long time. They finally got married, and then they got divorced a year later. And then she did eventually marry another man. And I think they split. She was in another very long, serious relationship. She had a baby that kid is now like 20 something. And she recently, it's been announced that she's in a new relationship. So she's freshly in like a 1 year with a man. So I don't know. It's a weird history.
Matthew Carnahan, it looks like, is the name of her partner. She never married him, who I would assume is
they split, and he's the baby daddy, but they split.
Right. And they were never married. And then there's another one named Jeffrey Nordling, who is someone I guess she dated in the 80s and might have dated again within the past couple of years. Perhaps that's who you're thinking of.
I think that's her current boyfriend, unless they split in the past couple months. Oh yeah, see, since 2022. They dated in the 80s and they've been together the past couple of years.
He is an American actor known for his roles as Jake Manning on Once and Again. Oh, I remember that show. I loved it. And as Nick Bolan in Desperate Housewives. Which one was he? And why have we talked about Desperate Housewives so much this week? Oh, I know. I don't remember him on Desperate Housewives, but I know his face. I know this actor. Oh, he was on Big Little Lies as well. He was one of the husbands on Big Little Lies. How funny. And he's with Helen Hunt. You can Google him, Jeffrey Nordling.
She also had her child in 2004, which to me makes sense of why she goes away so much.
To like have a private life.
To just like raise her child
the kid.
and not have to work.
All these women with this excuse. I'm sick of it.
But like that's at least why she's like, I'm going to be in like one thing a year that's stupid because I'm just like helping out a friend. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she's like, I don't need to be in Twister 2 because
here's something we didn't say about Mad About You. The last season of Mad About You, this was after she won the Oscar. The last season, NBC gave Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser $1 million
I remember
each
this.
per episode
That
for
was a
a
big
show.
deal.
But Mad About You was never Friends. It was never Seinfeld.
Right.
It was never Sex and the City. It was never Will and Grace. So it's actually insane that I think they were so desperate.
But I don't think it is because there's just two of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's really just a show about the two main people, whereas Friends, there's 6 of them. So whenever they like did their standoff and they were like, we all need to be paid the same,
right,
and we all need $1 million an episode, they were like, well, that's $6 million an episode, just right down the tubes, right at the beginning. $2 million an episode is way less than that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And she just won an Oscar. So they're like, we want you to do this again.
I remember it being a big story at the time as well, and thinking what Jess is saying. Like, good for you, but also Mad About You wasn't the last season of Mad About You it wasn't like a high.
Yeah, sure. It wasn't.
It wasn't riding as high
yeah.
as it had been previously. So why give them $1 million now? Like, was it that valuable to the lineup? I guess to NBC it was. Because remember back then, like NBC was like the comedy capital of the world. So they probably wanted to leave the brand intact.
Yeah.
Why does she always look so much like Jodie Foster?
I mean, we have to talk about it.
It's crazy.
Look at pictures of them as children. They're the same.
They're identical.
I don't even really think they look that much alike. Am I wrong?
Oh my God.
You're wrong.
I'm not going to say wrong. Jess said wrong. I'm going to say just look at them again. I mean, they could be. They're at least sisters, if not.
Like,
twins.
I get it, but like, I really would never, ever mistake the two of them.
Listen, when people ask me what my type is, they're really two different. I have two types.
Here we go.
One is like the Gina Gershon, like that vibe.
Right.
The other look I like, the only way I can describe it is has a face like a bird.
Yeah, and that's both of them.
And that is,
Yeah, very
so
bird.
Like
they're very bird looking.
I love a face like a bird.
Like a female Timothy Chalamet, if you will.
Yes.
Like, it's almost like the bird rat category.
Well,
Very
it's
pointed.
interesting. No,
features.
Not a rat. Did you say like a rat?
Remember Rat Summer?
Yeah,
was
like
that a
Rat
summer
Boy.
or two ago?
They called
Mike
them like Rat
Feist?
Boys.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny to me that I was always so into Helen Hunt because she's blonde and I have a real aversion to women with blonde hair.
Interesting.
But this is for my therapist, not fiction famous people.
Okay.
She did something to you.
I guess I just don't think of them as like the same because Jodie Foster I just know her face so well because she's just so famous. You know, from just like every movie that she's been in, I just like know her so well. So I just don't even.
They're
I
not
don't
identical. They look close. Like
I know what you mean though, but
the way Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence did. Like there are people who think they look nothing alike, but I look at them and I'm like, of course they were like, this looks like her sister.
There are some photos where they're side by side where they look very it really matters like the way their mouth is positioned. If when they have a closed mouth, it's the same because they both have that bird face and thin lips.
So Jess, what is your Lesjar telling you? Have these two? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say scissoring. I'm not going to be disgusting. I
don't think Helen Hunt and Jodie Foster did.
Have they done the dirties?
No, listen, I don't know I guess Helen Hunt is straight. If she's had these serious relationships with guys, I mean, whatever. But I just find her so mysterious. I'm into the mystery. I think I love that she's a mystery. I love that we really don't know much about her. She
is a mystery.
I love that she's old school. Although she's been posting more on Instagram and she's just horrible at it. It's like, here's some terrible photo of her. She's taking a selfie on a surfboard in the middle of the ocean, but it's like only her forehead. It's like very that generation.
I know, but I like that.
Yeah.
That makes her seem like a real person, which is fun.
That's the Instagram.
She feels like a movie star to me more now than when she won the Oscar. Like when she won the Oscar, I was still very much like, this is great that someone in a sitcom who is, she deserved it. And I do love her, like was winning it. But now I feel like, I don't know if it's just the passage of time or that she's been, but like when she popped up on Hacks, it felt like prestige to me. Like it felt like, oh, you got Helen Hunt to do this. Like, I think that's great. You know, like it was it's the way I feel whenever I see on a very different level, like, I don't know, when Cherry Jones pops up and as she did on Hacks or Janet McTeer in anything. I'm just like,
and you're like, oh, they're like bringing in the legends. Like, yeah. Cherry Jones is a great version.
Yeah.
Like a great other person of that. Yeah.
But like Helen Hunt in Hacks, it's like there was no other person to embody or they kind of, it almost feels like they wrote it for her.
Probably. They probably did.
It very much felt that way.
Do you think Gene Smart walked into Paul W. Down's office one day and says, get me Hunt or we're done with this show?
Yeah, probably.
That was my Gene Smart impersonation. It sounds a lot like my Kathleen Turner and my Dominick Pupa.
I do want to say the lesbian, well, I still have it bookmarked somewhere on my computer. On the dark web, there's a lesbian gossip site, but it's like a message board. It doesn't look like it's been updated since like 95, like the aesthetic of it. And it's kind of like the D-listed, but it's like this.
Because the last entry is, I think Queen Latifah might be gay.
No,
That's the last entry.
No. It's still active, but it looks like it's from the Dark Ages.
I love
still.
that.
And in the day, the Helen Hunt thread was popping. A lot of activity in there.
But is that because it's real or because you guys want it to be real?
Both.
That's some of the because like I was like, give me your biggest conspiracy theory, and you were like, she's with all these men. Like, so it's like I've yet to have anything that I need a tinfoil hat for. But like, okay, so what inspires you to make this scrapbook?
I was a pop culture savant. Like I was,
And you just loved her so much.
Oh well, it wasn't Helen Hunt solely. You can literally see the phases of my different obsessions, like as it goes on. And the scrapbook is covered over like 4 years.
Yeah, sure.
So you're like, oh my God, Backstreet Boys released Millennium. Here's where they released Millennium. Here's where Madonna released music. Here's all the press around that. But
is there any Connie Britton in there?
No, that wasn't happening. What?
Really?
No, that
I'm
wasn't
just surprised that you wouldn't like.
I'll have you guys take a
boner
look
for
at
Connie Britton. Like you're mentioning Helen Hunt, and I'm like, Connie Britton is like sex in pumps. Every time I see her, I'm just like,
no, I totally agree. But you have to think of me in the year 1997. Like, what was Connie Britton? Where would she have hit my periphery?
Spot. Right.
Well, like, where would I have seen her?
Dominick. Don't stop. She's looking at Helen Hunt's white tank top. She's not looking for Connie Britton.
She's not looking for that freshly fucked fall that Connie Britton's always got.
No, I would.
The best hair in Hollywood. Absolutely
I agree.
the best wig.
And it's like a humongous. It's like we could all do it. Have like pitch a tent underneath it.
You're telling me to watch my language, and you're using phrases like pitch a tent.
Yeah.
How dare you?
All
well,
right.
Christopher, are we at the arena?
We are, but I don't know what to pitch.
I don't know either. We may need to pray for 1 minute. Jess.
Because like her getting a really good role, like duh, but like that's so easy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
honestly, the fix was hacks, but I don't know where you go.
No, but it didn't work.
But how do we keep her there? Like,
I don't think she wants to be there.
She came out of nowhere for the sessions and then we let her go. So how do we keep her here? What do we do? Is it a role? Is it I don't know what it is. Jess, what's your middle name, by the way?
I have to pray.
What's my middle name?
Yeah.
I think on my first appearance here, I announced that I don't have one, which is shocking.
Oh my God, you did, because my Aunt Judy
that.
Also didn't have one too. And I that's right.
Well, this is famously the first time I was on here. I thought you were heterosexual.
Oh, yeah, remember that? Remember that?
And I thought you were fucking with me about
Fire
Island.
You're gay?
I thought you were making fun of me.
I looked a little different back. I mean, I looked like Michael Moore then. That's why.
Yes, you did. You know, you honestly
don't even lie about it. I looked like Michael Moore, and you know it. Christopher knows it.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't look like Michael Moore, dear God.
He was Michael Moore.
Where's Michael Moore? Can he do something, please?
Are we dressing up as me for Halloween? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Jess, do you have an idea? I'm just curious.
I do have an idea. I feel like Ryan Murphy could do something with her.
No. It's going to be a no.
What? Why?
Because he ruins everyone.
We don't accept Ryan Murphy as a solution here.
The eye roll we just got was humongous.
Wow.
He'll build some whole thing around her, and then 3 episodes in, it'll be terrible. And then it'll ruin. That's the problem.
He'll do to her what he did to Patti LuPone on that Hollywood series, which I'm still not forgiving him for.
Yeah.
I just won't.
Okay. Okay. I have one too.
MeTV is America's #1 classic TV entertainment network, airing over 60 of the greatest TV series every week. Now, MeTV presents The Golden Girls of Summer, showcasing the best of the Golden Girls. Watch Dorothy, Blanche, Rose, and Sophia weeknights on MeTV at 10 p.m. 9 Central. Log on to MeTV.com now to find out where to watch MeTV free over the air and on cable, satellite, and select streaming services. MeTV is memorable entertainment television.
Here we go. The word pander is not even, I put that in, it's like Skywriter font and put it all over the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just blow it up on a billboard, because that's what I'm doing right now to the judge. Because I'm like, okay, she could have like a big, really good role, which she could do, and it would be great, and she'd get nominated for another Oscar, blah, blah. Like, no shit. Like, so can everyone. Like, that's not a fix to me.
Okay.
Then I'm thinking, like, then she could just do all these other guest roles where she's like, that becomes this big, great guest star all the time. Like a Jessica Lange or like a, do you know what I mean? Like there's all these, which is like good, but like that's normal. So like that's not a pitch to me either. I think what she needs is for her big fans that are lesbians to come out of the woodwork to really champion her again. And I think she should be in like a role where she's like a late in life lesbian that's like discovering her sexuality towards women. And like it's her and like some other like hottie. You know what I mean? Like who's like trying to think of like her, and we can discuss who the other person would be, but like remember when in Black Swan, like it was the perfect star turn for Mila Kunis and for Natalie Portman at the same time to really like elevate both of them. Like
it could be like Aubrey Plaza.
Sure, yes. But
I mean,
like
what you're pitching essentially is like a reverse Carol.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't even it could be someone else her age that's also discovering it or something. Like and like I fucking love that movie. Carol is like one of my favorites ever. Of all time.
Same. Mm-hmm.
And so I think like a late in life lesbian blossoming film would have people like going fucking crazy. Us included. And I know that that's like exactly what Jess wants to hear, but I actually do think it's a good versus just like her being cast in X role for a blank thing. Because she's not going to do a memoir. She's not going to do like something crazy. She's seemingly like a very, very mild-mannered person.
The memoir
so,
would
like,
be boring. I mean, who's she going to?
Yeah, the memoir would be like
Paul Reiser? Who cares?
No, exactly. Like, there's all these avenues that we normally do that I'm like, no. But like a late in life lesbian, like discovering that you're a lesbian, and she could be like, remember that show Gypsy on Netflix? It was one of like the best ever.
You don't hear from Jess because she's having a silent stroke right now.
It could be Naomi Watts.
Yeah, it could be Naomi Watts.
I don't like two blondes, but
you seem to want to fuck everyone we're bringing up, though. I mean, I gotta say,
Naomi Watts may have to dye her hair red.
But like with both of them stepping out on their husbands to secretly meet up in the city, like that's so good. Should we write this?
Really fucking good.
But like that's fun, and like not a heated rivalry like where they're just like banging and everything, but like a real like page turner like lust kind of
not a heated rivalry.
But you know what I mean? Like that could be so good.
They're so old, it would be seated rivalry.
Seated rivalry.
I'm not doing a bit.
Like, that's fun. And then she can lean in the press tour of it to all the like, you're a lesbian rumors and like put it to bed that she's straight and be like, I am actually straight. But like, I'm giving the gays everything they want. To quote Erica Jane. You know what I mean? Like, that's my pitch.
Wow. I'm not even sure that I should pitch anything, only because I'm looking at Jess, who is doing everything but oiling herself up and like getting in a tub and speaking about this only. And I mean that. I don't think I am not going to have a pitch that's better than this. And I'm also stumped. So as my official pitch, and it's been a while since I made this an official pitch, Helen Hunt, Paul Reiser, regional touring company on Golden Pond. And I kid you not, how old is Janine Garofalo?
She's 61 years old.
Oh, never mind that. I was going to pitch Janine Garofalo, their sitcom daughter, as the daughter for On Golden Pond, but she's way too old. She'd have to be like 50, like maximum to play it. Anyway, that's my official pitch is Hunt, Reiser, On Golden Pond. And honestly, Broadway. Not a regional touring company. Like them on Broadway. This is now a legitimate pitch. Them on Broadway and on Golden Pond. It has not been revived on Broadway for an era. It needs to be seen. Let's bring it in. Let's bring in some comedy chops, some Oscar winners. And then Helen Hunt can be nominated for a Tony and Paul Reiser won't. They'll continue their tradition of Paul Reiser saying, what am I doing here? Damn you, Helen Hunt. Jack Nicholson could go to the opening night. We'll wheel his ass in there.
Well, if he's alive by then, yeah.
I just saw him. He was leaving either the Mark or the Carlisle for something a couple of weeks ago. And he's like 90 or close to it. And he stopped and signed some autograph. He wasn't like particularly buttery about it, but he did it. He took pictures and signed some autographs. And he walks with a cane and he moves slowly.
Can't believe he's 90 years old.
Something like that, right? It's fucking nuts.
All right, Jess.
All right,
well,
Jess. There you have it. Your dream pitch plus the thing I said. Who will win this week? And by the way, I didn't just like throw this. Like this is a tough one
it would
for
be
me.
great. No, that would be great. Like they would do great in it. And I think it would actually be really buzzy if they did this.
It definitely would. And I really was stumped though, to be honest. Like your idea is great and I can't come up with literally anything but on Golden Pond.
I want to throw my hat in the ring to be a co-producer on Chris's project.
You could write it. Let's write it together.
I am ready. I'm free after September. Just begin.
I'm not free after September. So it's safe to say that I win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not? A brilliant win, Christopher. A brilliant idea.
Activating the lesbians is good. Do you know what I mean? Like it really would get her going.
What people don't realize is the lesbian community actually is the most, they can mobilize in a way.
Like they're like the 5-minute man soldiers. You know what I mean? That they were like ready to go in 3 minutes.
If you look at the success of these L-word people now, even like 20 years later, these two jackasses wrote a book and like it made the New York Times bestseller. Nobody knows who they are except for 3 lesbians. And then I'm just saying, shit really can get done if you mobilize the lesbian community.
Yes, correct. Oh, don't I know it? Thank you for this win. Thank you for being here. Jess, tell us about what you've been working on. There's another thing coming down the pipe.
Yeah, well, actually, by the time this airs, there will be 3 or 4 episodes out. So I did a 2nd season of Finding Fire Island.
Incredible.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So the first season, for anybody who didn't listen to the first or listen or watch the first season, it's a documentary on the history. It's sort of like a bitchy gay documentary on the history of Cherry Grove and the Fire Island Pines. And the first one has Margaret Cho, Joel Kim Booster, Matt Rogers, Lena Bradford, and then people who've been there since like the 1950s to like help shape the story. And I narrate through it. And it's very funny and like sort of fascinating. And in this new one, it's Billy Porter, John Waters, legend, Julio Torres, who's a writer on Saturday Night Live.
Love Julio Torres.
He's very funny in it. Lena Bradford, I Got Back. And then people who like you love, like Ben Rimmelauer, like the people, the Ben Rimmelauers of the world. And this season goes deeper into the history of the Pines because the first one dealt a little bit more deeply in the history of Cherry Grove just because it's a richer history. And so I was sort of pitched the idea, hey, how do you feel about doing another season, but this time really exploring sort of the crevices of the Pines that have like really never been told. And I think it's really good. Like, I'm so happy I did it. I think it's great. And it'll all be available. You can watch it, full documentary. We worked very closely with a video editor. And I filmed a lot of footage with people who are in the series. So, I mean, Billy Porter says some outrageous personal shit in the 3rd episode. Don't miss the 3rd episode.
I'm sure.
It's so good. I know about some of it. It's great.
Like in season 1, Joel Kim Booster talked about being part of a 200-person orgy on Fire Island. And in this one, I think the Billy Porter stuff is a lot more compelling. It's just personal. And we talk about the history of cruising, like Dominick, did you ever do personal ads like in HX magazine or like 900 phone lines?
Did I ever? Well, 900 phone lines, sure, but I didn't do personal ads in HX.
Okay.
Did I list one for myself? I'm trying to think if I ever answered one.
Or ever
I
like
never
answer.
One. Craigslist, yes. HX, no.
And Dominick, when you were in the Pines, like your beginning years in the Pines, did you know about the Pines phone book?
I don't think so. You'll have to give me some details.
So for like a decade, they had just a Pines phone book that it listed every house organized by first name, last name, the house they were in, drag names, and pet names.
I know nothing about this.
Yeah, so it's like the Blue Book, kind of like the Palm Beach Blue Book. Actually, is what it's like, like a way less glamorous version. Yeah.
So just like. We explore that.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it. So Finding Fire Island, you can watch it all. It's all out now. Like it'll be out this summer. You go for it. If you're listening to this right now. If you go to findingfireisland.com, that's the hub for everything. And if you just go on YouTube, it'll live there. And also any podcast platforms, if you subscribe the way you subscribe to this pod, you'll be able to watch it watch it or listen to it straight from Apple and Spotify.
Incredible. I love the first season, so I'm really excited to listen to the second.
Thank you.
And where can people find you online? JessXNYC on Instagram, correct?
That's it, babe.
Dominick, where can people find you?
They can find me at my website at domintary.com or on my Instagram page, which is at Dominick Pupa, or linktree.com/Dominick Pupa. Christopher, where can the listeners of this podcast find you on Al Gore's internet, the World Wide Web?
They can find me at the Chris DeRosa. They can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and they can find the Patreon at patreon.com/fixingfamouspeople. I wish you both well, and as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.